we have today with us another young Indian as part of the Voice of the Young series. She has a very powerful and amazing story to tell. So I'm really happy that she has agreed to be with us today. Hello, everyone. Good to be back with you. Right now, we have with us Nabilah Haniph. Let's listen to her. Over to you, Nabila. Go ahead.
Thank you, Professor Mathur. Thank you, Professor Mathur. I'm Nabilah Haniph. I am an assistant professor in economics and currently working in MES College, Nedungandam, which is situated in the picturesque hills of Idukki district in Kerala. My journey with economics is quite interesting because as a child, maybe right from my early 10th or during my 10th standard itself, I had this urge in my mind to actually deal with human behavior. When all my friends chose science as a elective for their +1, +2 years, though I had good marks. I mean, I was one of the toppers in my 10th standard, and everybody had this, everybody was very sure that I'll be choosing science as an elective. But I had this, thought in my mind that it was not science. I wanted to deal more with human behavior, and I chose commerce as a top, as my elective in my +1, 11th and 12th grade. And going further, I was influenced by my teacher. His name is Matthew Alexa, who actually taught us economics in a very special way. It was like more or less his experiences with micro and macroeconomics, though it was just the basics of economics. My classes with Matthew Lexer was quite interesting. And this actually helped me or gave me a chance or an urge actually. Like I wanted to pursue economics for my degree or for my undergraduate studies. So as a child, after my, like at that time, I did my 12th standard back 2005. I passed my 12th standard in 2005, which was at that time, getting marks or good marks was a very tough task. Though I was in CBSE, getting like good marks for your 12th examination was like a huge prize, like a huge Herculean task actually, because these days students secure 99.9 percentage or even 100 percentage for their exams, like what I see for their for their 12th standard examination. But back in my days, it was really tough. And at that time, I had secured 95 percentage for my commerce, and everybody was thinking, like including my parents, they thought that I'll be choosing BCom as an elective because it was very easy to get into a good college with that marks. But I again wanted to select, my heart was into economics, and I chose economics for my elective, though I had to face a lot of frowns from my family because BCom was the sure option, and I could actually get into any good college with that. And yes, my friends again got into colleges for their BCom. But again, I chose economics for my graduation, and I did. I mean, though I could get into any of the best colleges in India, I had to, like, since I was coming from a very orthodox Muslim family, I had to stay back in Kerala itself. So I did my graduation or undergraduate studies from Sacred Heart College, which is in Cochin. And it is, yes, one of the best colleges in Kerala. And I had secured third rank for while I was in Mahatma Gandhi University. That was in 2008. And as a result, I wanted to pursue studies in economics. I selected Loyola College in Chennai, and I did my master's from Loyola College. So till then, my journey with economics was really good, and I had secure. I mean, like I really was into the subject, and hence I had uh, my dreams of clearing civil services with economics as an elective and all. But like any other girl from my community, I also had to compromise with the pressure of the society, and I had to get married at an early age. So maybe it is considered, though I got the opportunity to complete my post graduation at the age of 23. I had to get married. So getting married was actually a, a curtain fall on my career ambition, and maybe all my prospects of uh, future prospects with economics. What happened after that was uh, I mean, I cleared my UGC NET also in the very in 2020, 2011, I guess. Yes, in 2011, I cleared my UGC NET also in economics. But my career with economics had to come to a standstill after marriage, and soon after that, I had a childbirth. So all these are considered very natural in our society, because once a girl completes her study, she's bound to get married and she has to get a child, and she gets settled thinking about okay, fine, this might be this the end of my story. I mean, my journey with economics. But though I had this all these core, I mean, family responsibilities on me, I tried to get some job or the other, so that I mean, I worked as a guest lecturer in certain colleges in Bangalore, including Mount Carmel College as well as Presidency College, because I had this urge of teaching, or I mean, I wanted to be connected with economics somehow. And teaching was actually what I found out that uh, is the best way to convey or be connected with economics. And I got the opportunity of communicating or teaching as well as communicating with one of the best students, especially in Bangalore, uh, who were like very keen. I mean, I had a few of students like who were very keen in studying economics, and who had gone up to like London School of Economics. So though I mean, as a teacher, I am very happy to find my students getting into I mean, prestigious institutions like London School of Economics, and which is which I couldn't pursue or I couldn't fulfill. So I actually, as a teacher, find that my dreams could be actually fulfilled through my students. But though all these things were there, I had to undergo a lot of frowns from my marital life, because of the very fact that married women should not work, or they are not supposed to feed their family, as well as their primary duty is actually to look after the kids. So this is actually a societal pressure which was put on me from my I mean, my in-laws or my husband's family. So I had to fight every time when I went to a job. But what happened was that this actually, I mean, hindered my growth in career, and as a result, I had to resort to frequent job changes. this in a way affected my morale also, because for a person to perform to their fullest, uh, like for their fullest amount, they need to be free. What I find is that for a person to actually perform to their fullest has to be free from all sorts of pressures, be it societal, personal, or from any others, or economic pressures. They should be free, and then only human resource can be actually what do you say, it the best results comes out of that.
Okay.
But for me, the pressure from the society, yes, the pressure from the society was like too high, and yes, I had to resort to actually like a full-time housewife job. But the full-time housewife job also didn't do justice to me. I was uh, I was undergoing huge uh, like I was exploited on the basis of the pressure that my husband was undergoing. So domestic abuse and was actually like a big issue on me. So I am like really hard. It's hard to actually rethink all those things, which is almost 10 years back. But I had a hard time because I had a kid who was like just 2 years old and undergoing verbal and physical abuse as a woman, and where it is not at all necessary for me to undergo. So this actually had like this collapsed my entire world, because the person whom I had known for years, just because the society or the religion had a pressure on him, is actually like venting his pressure on me, and it will have a big impact on the child also. So to come out of the marriage was the biggest challenge for me, because I didn't want to give my child uh, a shattered or a scarred future. So what I saw without actually causing a big havoc. So what I did was like I had to come out of like I came from Bangalore to Kerala with my child, and there was an interview for assistant professor, because I was qualified uh, with UGC NET, and as a result I got through the interview. And I'm so lucky that the management of Muslim Education Society chose me over hundreds of other uh, candidates. So that was one good thing and a turning point in my life. So from 2016, I am working as an assistant professor. And my journey so far is that I've been working in rural areas of uh, Kerala, where since my management itself is established for the upliftment of students in Muslim community itself, I have been fortunate enough to work in outskirts of Kerala, like Ponani, which is in Malappuram district, then Mannarkad, which is in Palakkad district of Kerala, and right now I am working in Nedungantam, which is in the Idukki district of Kerala. So, if I like from 2016 to till date, my journey has been uh, so far so good, because the kind of students I have, I have to deal with is not what the kind of students that we find in maybe in cities. My till then my I have been my education was in a city, and I like till 2016 I was working in cities. So the kind of the community of students in cities were I had problems of even getting the idea to students, because most of them came from state syllabus where they were not taught English as a subject, or even if they know English, it will be like the basic English to read and write. So it was very hard to convey subject to them through English, though the medium of instruction in the college was English. It was very difficult to convey the matter through English. And for me, the language barrier was also there, because I was also not very like most of the students wrote their exam in Malayalam. Though the medium of instruction is English, the most students wrote exams in Malayalam. So it was very difficult to actually convey things in Malayalam. So that was one big task I had to. And rural areas that I had to deal was like in Ponani, it was the coastal region, which was like very backward, and the students also had the kind of students that I had to associate was also like hailing from a very poor background. When it comes to Narunganam also, most of the students come from the most of the students have parents who come from cardamom, who work in cardamom estates over here. So they are uh, their background, community wise, as well as their economic background, actually is very, is reflecting over their total behavior and upbringing. So dealing students and giving them the hope, or giving, or like implanting dreams of aspiring for higher studies itself was like a big task for me, because most of them, like if you take the scenario of education system, like especially in a in a in a education institution like that I'm working in, 70 percentage of the students are women, or girl students. So of this 70 percentage of students, 95 percentage of them get married before they complete their undergraduation. So when I joined in 2016, with I was thinking that I was the person who had a very big failure in marriage, because I got married early and my marriage failed. So I was thinking I was I had, my story was like something, which was very first of its kind. But when I came to know about the stories of my students, I felt that I was at a very higher pedestal than them, because I had, I very very bright students who had secured maybe like 95 percentage or more than that for their plus two. They got married at 16 years of age, and they come to college, and uh, uh, before completing their first year of college, they get pregnant, and then they discontinue their education. So what I found was that these girls actually wanted to continue their studies, but they were not it was not possible for them, mainly because of the physical issues they have. And once they, after delivery, it is almost impossible for them to continue with their studies. So it was actually a shocking fact that girls get married even before age of 18. So, but then what I found was that it was like a very normal culture over there, because the pressure was on the parents, especially mothers of these girl students, because people around them also, like girls of their age, in and around their community, get married at a very young age. So letting their daughter uh, get into college without getting married itself was considered as something, a disqualification for their daughter. So everybody was actually uh, trying to get married off, rather than like their prime priority was actually to get their girls married off rather than getting them admission into a college. So I got to know a lot of things by interacting with my girl students that they, I mean, these students who were like very bright get to marry men maybe of like with an age difference of 7 years or plus, and who are not at all educated. So most of them had to stop their education, or like stop their education maybe after, even without completing their degree or undergraduate studies. So I mean, and there were many of them who had got married to like guys who are in like working abroad, and once they got married, they don't even get to see their husbands. So there are like issue. I mean, there are a lot of issues that I got to know when I started like working in a rural area. And another thing was like when I interacted with their parents, I got to know that like many of them are divorced because I mean, not even legally divorced, because they don't have a proper marriage with legal sanction. So most of them do not have a husband to take care of, and as a result, but they have, yeah, I mean, the mothers itself are very young, and they have kids who are in colleges. So well, I mean, once they are in college, after like first year or second year, they just have to discontinue because their prime aim is actually to get them married off. So this idea of getting married off, that the idea of getting married off itself was like very depressing. And I have many students who were like very bright, very sharp. Had they been in some other institution or in another situation, they would have been like very, I mean, would have had a very bright future. And what I could do, and I was actually like thinking of what I could do as a teacher to them. So most of them, as I mean, they get settled after their marriage, just like I had also. But there were a few students who had faced issues in their marriage, and they had nobody to tell them. When they tell their parents, they just normalize it, especially about domestic abuse. So I was fortunate enough that the students took me into their uh, trust, and they've told me about issues that they had faced in their marriage. Some of them like told me like within their marriages they had issues, and some of them disclosed to me once they came out of the marriage. So I would actually discuss about students who have told me about their issues once after they came out of their marriage, and I they had to face, because they were like 18 or 19 years, and they were not in a state of mind. I mean, they're kids enough, because even after 25 years, or even now, when I'm like, even in my 30s, I am not able to actually gauge the seriousness or complications in life. So, when students of like, or kids of 18 years or 19 years, when they are actually thrusted upon, or when they're forced upon in life with issues or complications that are way out of their hand, it's difficult for them to manage everything. So I mean, there are students who came out of their marriage and they had issues from their family, society, because they all wanted them to go back. And these students, I mean, I remember one student who was like really, I don't want to mention her name over here, but she was like at the verge of committing suicide, and her friends actually like took her to me, and then I had told her like, you have, I mean, she writes awesome. She had a flair for writing, and she used to write literature, and also she was a very bright student. So I told her, your life does not end by committing suicide. It doesn't give anybody any good. Rather than you losing your life and your future, there is no point in actually taking that extreme step. So after that, I had conducted classes of taking higher studies after UG classes. So I had a few friends who helped me in compiling question papers of JNU and HCU and other central universities. So what did was like I took extra classes for students, whoever who was interested in pursuing economics. And this girl also joined that. And she had dreams. I constantly gave her books and other materials to pursue her studies in economics. And also, while in class, I told them about the various opportunities outside Kerala, because these students, most of them uh, have only seen their schools which are right next to their homes. So they've never traveled outside their town. Most of them, like especially girls, they don't have traveled outside their home. And also the only thing that they get to travel outside their town is uh, the excursion or the class trip that they get at the end of the third year of their studies. If they pursue their studies till the third year, that is the only time that they get to go out of the town. So that was such a situation over there. And uh, when I told them about universities and colleges, and when they had got the chance to interact with a few of my friends who came as resource persons for various talks in college, who had studied outside in various institutions inside India as well as abroad. They got a opportunity. They got the opportunity to interact with people, and also about the possibility of pursuing higher studies, because the idea of pursuing higher studies itself was kind of a dream for most of the girl students in my college. So what happened was like this particular girl, she qualified her um, I mean her entrance for masters in outside in Kerala, but her parents didn't allow her to go outside her Kerala. And then she qualified to government college I guess it is in Balusheri, which is in Wayanad district. And she completed her MA in applied economics. And right now she is actually preparing for her PSC and UPSC examination, which I think is a good, a good step. Or I'm so happy that she's very confident these days. And also there are other students also who came out of their marriage, and they were thinking they do not have an opportunity other than like getting remarried. So I mean my I know many students, three at least in number, who have completed their higher studies in economics from various colleges inside Kerala as well as outside Kerala. And they are pursuing good jobs also. And few of them, like two of them, have remarried also. And they are pretty happy with that. So what I find is that if you just give a small push to people who are actually doubtful, or who do not even know how to dream about a life uh, after a failure. As a teacher, I believe that I should take the task of uh, opening up the windows when they feel that their doors are shut forever. So I feel that, that is the first job of a teacher. That is to provide opportunities rather than teaching the subject and completing the syllabus. A teacher should always uh, open up opportunities. We cannot force anybody to choose their career, but actually we can teach them how to fish. Like rather than feeding them fish, it is always good to teach them how to fish so that they will find out their way of making it in their life. So this is how my journey has gone uh, so far. Right now, I am also like pursuing my PhD in public finance. And yes, initially there were a lot of apprehensions from people in actually like taking me up as their PhD students also. That is one thing I had also faced. Like my marital status was actually, I mean, though we claim that uh, Kerala is like 100% literate and all, the prejudice is always over there. I had also faced a lot of denial from many PhD guides who had, like, I had a proper proposal also, but they didn't want to take up the topic, neither me as a student. But I am fortunate enough that I got a guide who actually like likes to take risk in his life, and all his students are actually taking up like quite different kind of topics. My topic in PhD is right now, I've chosen the economics of state lotteries, especially in Kerala, with regard to Kerala, because as you know, Kerala state has gets its its lion's share of revenue from the sale of liquor as well as lottery. But a lot of studies has not been properly done in the case of Kerala state lotteries. So I thought I'll take up, as well as I have another topic in mind, which is primarily going to deal with the it has women's studies as well as law as well as economics in it, which is on constitutional economics. So my guide has told that we will do a paper uh, on constitutional economics. I am also looking forward to in that area, especially with regard to the issues faced by women of like women, especially in marriage. So right now I have also written a few papers on socialist feminism, which actually claims about equal pay for equal work rather than equality before law. So I personally believe that rather than claiming an equality with men, some sort of reservation is also good for women, because like I mean, which many of the people in general may not agree to it, but if we are handicapped on certain areas, or if we are going on we are trailing behind, a push is always necessary. In such cases, a consideration or a reservation is always necessary to equalize with in the race. So, yeah, that is what I actually feel when it comes to equality before, I mean, equality for men and women. Women, it should be kind of like, if I mean, not all women are uh, like fortunate enough to be, especially when you are considering the condition of India, and states which have, and in rural areas also, like women are facing a lot of issues, which is hindering them from achieving a career equivalent to the men of their age. So when like, especially when I also look into the fact that uh, my counterparts or my friends, or like my male friends who are of my age, have actually progressed quite a lot in their life. But my progress has been hindered at regular intervals due to uh, issues that are not my I mean, that issues that are not my actually not up to my potential. So these regular intervals have taken up a good part of my life and my energy and my time for other things. So maybe that is one of the reasons of why we got a Nobel Prize this year for a woman, because she also did the same works on uh, the work-life balance and how it affects the productivity of a woman. So that is actually something that we all know that it has existed, but somebody has taken it up into studies and has looked upon it on a uh, serious note. And right now, yes, apart from my PhD, I am doing, I am a member of the Board of Studies on Islamic Finance for Calicut University. And I've been part of a few edited books, and I'm very happy that I have published an anthology of my poems, which is known as Shine in Lowland. This book is actually available in thank you, sir. It is available in Amazon and Flipkart, and it is actually a collection of 40 40 plus poems which I've written when I was going through a hard phase in my life. And yes, I also plan to. I have this this urge to write poems whenever I'm like in pitch darkness or facing a downfall. I love to express it through words. So maybe, yeah, uh, I have a few other poems also lined up. Maybe if I get a good publisher, I'll publish my second book also soon. Mhm. This is what I like to share over here. Over to you, sir, if you have some
Well,
other questions to
what can
ask.
I say? I'm speechless. I'm speechless. But after saying that, I think people would be interested in hearing from you how the separation happened. Was it legal? Was it financial? Was it social? How did you make the decision? Did you have to go to court? And for all the other students who we are saying have failed marriages, what is the actual process? If you would like to share, I don't want to force you, but if you would like, please share.
Yeah. So one thing I've told is like about my community. The thing is like Muslim marriages are uh, under Sharia law still. Like there. So most of the marriages that happen are only through the mosque. So the problem is that my marriage also took place through the mosque, and till date, what I regret is that it was never made legal. So that is one process which I would always I would always uh, recommend, or it is a sheer necessity that women, especially if they belong to Muslim community, make sure that your marriage is in papers. Because once you want to come out of it also, it is easier to file a case in the court. For me, I had to go through the talaq, and my talaq was before the triple talaq law came in. So the problem was that it was in just in papers of the mosque. And as you all know, almost all religious institutions stand for the patriarchal, or it will support only the male side. So it was very difficult to actually even file anything in legal terms for me. Uh, Only good thing I mean I found, or mean, I got the custody of my child, and I find that it was not, I didn't have to fight it because they didn't want a girl child the responsibility of a girl child. So, yes, I took that burden. I mean, like, I happily took that responsibility also, because for me, my child is very important, and I didn't want any sort of financial thing. But as far as since I come from not so bad or I mean, at least a sound financial background. I didn't need anything from the guy's part or from my ex-husband's family. But when it comes to a woman, or if you have a child, I would definitely say that make it legal, and the whatever the court actually gives you, because domestic violence and physical abuse, etc., are punishable offense. For me at that time, I was like, in my, I was just 26. So I didn't have, uh, my relatives also, unfortunately, were supporting the patriarchal system, because everybody wanted, I mean, nobody wanted a girl to be at her home without a husband. So, I mean, oh, I faced almost I mean, a lot of frowns from my relatives, and still I don't have good terms, just because they thought that I had to come out of a marriage, or I mean, I was not patient enough to, uh, I mean, even out the differences. But no person has the right to put a hand on you. See, if marriage is between individuals, nobody is up or down in that. It's not like a master slave relationship. It is a I mean, what I believe, or what I found from my thing, is like it's an economic contract between a man and a woman right now in India. And that contract has certain responsibilities, but it does not give the man the right to raise his hand over a woman. And nobody has the right, I mean, nobody needs to tolerate the same. If you are being abused, the law is actually very supportive. You can go and file the case, or you can at least report it to the nearest police station. I had a problem because I was in Bangalore and I didn't know the language. All I knew was like English, and the police over there knew only Kannada. So, I mean, all those problems were there, and I was like, yeah. Uh, so things are very easy because you get to know Google a lot of things. You get to watch a lot of videos or reels where you can seek uh, legal support, or what next can be done. I my my separation didn't happen at a time. I mean, it happened at a time where internet was not well, like, so available at that time, and the phones that we used to have was also not of maybe like of high speed or what we have right now. So maybe I had to go through a lot of I mean, a lot of uh, issues, and also a lot of setbacks. It was never an easy way. And I will never say that separation is easy and after that you get a life of full freedom. No, it is not. Our society is not matured enough to accept women, especially a single mother, uh, with the dignity that she deserves. I have faced it at workplace. I faced it at home, even from my relatives. So it is a difficult task. So you like it is, but it is a choice also. You need to actually understand what the problem is. Like for I mean, I would always say that an issue or one issue is not the end of marriage, but once you decide that this is not working out, you will have to face a lot of issues from your society, from your loved ones. You'll see the colors changing of your loved ones, your like even your parents, your sisters, everybody has something to lose with a failed marriage. So since we are connected in such a web of a society, that everybody involved with us is connected in a marriage, and this marriage itself is a connection. So you like, it has to be, when once you take a decision, you have to stick on to it. Or if you think that if it can work out, fine, it's up to you. But you once you stick on to the decision of separation, you need to be very uh, cautious and aware of the fact that you are going to fight a battle alone. And this will be there, like, even if you are an established CEO of of a company, or if you are an independent lady, if you are a working professional, or even a housewife, and or even a student, you'll have to go through hardships. You'll have to go through a lot of emotional trauma. The separation and the divorce, the talaq in the mosque was also not very easy for me. I had to, I mean, it was, I mean, it was a heartbreaking thing, because you are coming to know that something, it is the end of a relationship. So if you have invested your emotions, time, and energy on anything, when you face that end of a thing, it definitely will bring you issues like a big trauma. That despair, or that it is it is a phase of depression. So only if you are equipped and emotionally stable to undergo that uh, phase, and also withstand that pain, then go for such a decision. But yes, once you are out of it, once you have established yourself, once you are stable, and once you are independent, things will be different and things will get different. For me, the only thing, only the background or the backbone of my life is my education. I have been, I mean, I spent my early years of education well, and I've secured my certificates, and this actually could fetch me a job. So to all my students, or other my females over there, I would like to say that uh, whether you have a married life or separated life, or even if you choose to stay single, it's fine. But make sure you have your grounds strong and stable. You have to be in, like, if you're independent, you have the right, you have the automatic right of deciding your things. If you're not independent, the whole society will thrust upon their choices upon you. So education is very important, and getting a job, or at least getting a degree that can fetch you a job, is very essential. So what I find is that, whether whatever be your background, whatever be your religious background, economic, social, or political background, if a woman is independent, economically or financially independent, she can decide her things, in like, despite what the society thinks. And it is only a job, or at least if you're an entrepreneur, I mean, money can change things. That is what I found. So you need to have a stability, financial stability in your life, and it comes only from, or it comes majorly from education.
Okay. Well, thank you, Nabila. As I said, I was speechless, but I think I can say that I'm not speechless now. That you have done it's a very courageous and inspiring story. And let's end it here. We'll try to catch up with you 1 year from now to see what you are doing and how things are
Sure.
going with you. And I
Yeah.
must say that it's really, uh, what should I say, enlightening to listen to
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, so
And
thank you so
also,
much.
one more thing I
Yeah,
just
please.
wanted to, like, just I mean, during the time of COVID, I could find a partner for myself, which who is also in my same profession. He he came into my life despite knowing my situation, and he embraced my child also, just as his child. So we are right now living as a family and as a happy family right now. Thank you.
Okay, well done. Thank you, Nabila. Let's end it here. We'll catch up with you 1 year from now. All right. Okay. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye,
Sure, sure.
everybody. Yeah, we'll
Thank you. So
just
it was
talk for a
really,
minute
it was
afterwards.
really nice.